opening up a nice 3-point lead here. So 11-8, swap ends. So you were saying, yeah, so the surface is slightly different.
It's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
I think what also is different is when players slice on this surface, the ball tends to skip a bit more. So I've seen more players who traditionally roll or drive their returns slicing a little bit more on the pickle roll.
So they get more out of the...
There's a little more skip, yeah. It doesn't have to be a hard ball, but it just doesn't come up.
And I guess and that puts the timing completely out for your opponent.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more time when you hit a slice return to be able to get into the kitchen behind it.
So the Gold Coast Glory with a 3-point lead. The Crocs will want to claw this back.
I think what both of these teams have as a real strength is excellent energy and team chemistry. Actually, all 4 of these teams.
Yeah.
Right? And, I've been lucky enough to play and coach in MLP in the States, and the teams that do the best have the chemistry and they have the energy. So I think that's why we see all 4 of these teams here in these 2 semis.
Well, 12-8, the Glory. A win for either team here would set up the tie just nicely for them. And you were saying before, Wes, like with the errors and your opponent getting an immediate point, it makes you play a more conservative shot. Is that right?
Exactly. What a firefight. Yeah, I think what I found in watching this format is that teams that typically miss 4 or maybe 5 or more third shots, whether it's a drive or a drop in a game, tend to lose it. Right? Because, that's almost a third of the points that you're going to lose when you go to 21. So players tend to play a little bit more conservatively with their drives and their drops. What a great setup, though.
Which can have other impacts, because you can accidentally pop it up if you're confident, if you're playing a slightly different shot.
What a reset. Oh my word.
Great attack by Summer Della Bomber there. Lovely third from Rose.
What a reset.
Danny's got solid hands.
Yeah. Oh, such good D.
Lovely exchange.
Oh my word. Great patience too within it.
Oh!
Wow. I love a good reset, so I love watching these resets. It's so awesome.
And timeout. Danny really turning it on. She was getting hammered there by both Rose and Summer, and yet she just, like you say, perfectly resetting it back.
It's amazing when you have someone that's that tall and can play that offensively to hit a hard shot midpoint, quiet their hands for the next 2 or 3 balls, and then rip it again. But that's pickleball at this level.
So only 6 points away here from the first rubber. edging closer to the Gold Coast Glory. They lead 15-12.
One thing I've enjoyed about being here is learning the lingo. Rubber, learning the rubber. It's the first rubber in the States. It's the first game or the first match. So it's helped me improve my vocabulary around the world.
Crocs benefiting from that third shot drop error from Townsend. Can they get a roll on here, the Crocs?
Unbelievable.
Great hands by Rose. Oh, you're kidding me.
Good patience.
Oh,
I think what we see there is the benefit when someone gets pulled out wide like Sarah was in that position. Oftentimes we stress up when we want to rip the ball. She hit a good solid reset dink to the middle and forced the Crocs to attack right into their strike zone.
wow, that was a lovely put away. Two-point game. Lovely third. Nice pick up. Glory back out to 3-point lead. Townsend to bring it in. Oh.
The wind is starting to swirl a little bit.
Just about to say the wind just took that away from Burr there.
Yeah, I think when the when the wind is out here heavily and it's swirling, the middle of the court is your friend here. When it drops, your dinks, everything.
Great rally, and now within 1 point here, within striking distance here, the Northern Crocs.
Timeout might be coming here? Yeah.
You've called it, Wes. Gold Coast Glory have seen enough. They just want to stop the rot setting in. 17 apiece.
Yeah. So if you're the Glory, what changes do you think they should make at this point? They've lost the last couple of points.
Well, I think just a few unforced errors creeping in, so which we were talking about before. So obviously if they can focus on cutting those out and just playing. So it's easy from here to say cut out the unforced errors.
Yes, I know.
But I'm sure that'll be on their mind.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I don't know if it's the wind or just the aggressive dinks, but they're definitely hitting penetrating dinks at Sarah's feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so possibly, in my mind, I look at the Glory hitting shallower dinks that prevent the Crocs from having a ball that's up to attack. I know it's hard not to dink deep when you have an opportunity, but maybe they hit shallower in the kitchen here.
Yeah. So hearing from an expert is absolute gold here. I wonder if the Glory have a direct mic into your... But they've hit the lead here. The Netherlands #1, Rose van Rijk, serving. Lovely play from Rose. Great attack by Summer Della Bona. And now it's a 2-point lead. What a turnaround. Just 2 points away from taking the first points in this clash. Lovely third shot. And they seem to be targeting Sarah here, Wes.
Wow. Good. I like Danny getting a little more involved.
Oh, what a great point.
Yeah, even though they've lost the last few points, I really like how Sarah's taking a dink and then backing up a little bit, which gives Danny some space to roam free in the middle and get more involved. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for her to move over and take some dinks.
Match point here, or game point. Oh, just off to the side. So the Crocs. The Crocs take the first rubber, taking the women's doubles. 21-17. And that was a great comeback from the Gold Coast Crocs. They were behind for most of that match, but managed to get their nose in front when it counted.
Nose in front, I like that. I'm learning all this lingo. I love it.
Oh, I thought you were going to make fun of my Crocs nose, you know.
No, I knew you were going there. I picked up on it. Pun intended.
So the men will start warming up shortly. And what another mouth-watering clash this will be.
I think we're going to see a lot of firepower in this one.
Absolutely.
All these boys, well, 3 of these 4 guys love to bring the heat whenever they can. Roman also brings the heat, but he's a little more patient in his play. So this is going to be fun. Always fun. Pickleball.
Yeah. So with Bhatia and Estereja, I should say. They seem to combine really well in the matches I've seen. Estereja, that not supporting role, but setting the points up beautifully.
Yeah.
And then Fairbanks swooping in and really dominating at times.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough last week to get a lot of playing with Alex. And from the beginning of the play till this week, just him getting on court more, you can tell his comfort level in doubles and his variety has grown. And I think Roman has been a great veteran support system for him because, I mean, when you watch Roman play, he gets every ball back.
He does.
He even just switched hands there in the warm-up, which I love as well, right? So, I know Roman from the States. We were going to play the pro event. I know it got canceled because we had the rain yesterday, but I'm very excited about playing with him in the next couple of pro events here.
Wow.
But I just love his game. I think he's a perfect complement for Alex.
Yeah.
Alex knows that he needs to play big and take those chances when they're there. And Roman's going to set him up, and I think Alex feels very comfortable doing his thing with Roman by his side.
And then when you look at the Crocs, what do you think about that combination, Wes?
I mean, athleticism. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
These guys are both stellar singles players. They cover the court well. There's not a lot of holes to hit to. You definitely don't want to lob them very much. I think, honestly, the key to playing against a very tall, rangy, lanky team, get the ball to bounce in front of them, whether it's a dink, a drop, a drive, whatever.
Keep it at their toes.
Yeah, if I'm Alex and I'm Roman, I'm trying to hit a lot more third shot drops and trying to bounce it halfway into that kitchen.
And what do you think about their team dynamic? Because they're both similar in stature, similar in athleticism, and similar in gameplay a little. So how do you work that out in the team scenario? Will one slip into a more
alpha role?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think what we're going to see from both of them is that they're definitely going to drive and crash a little more than you'd see with most teams in an MLP format, but they're so good at it. So one thing I think for everyone listening to think about, regardless of the format that you play or who you're playing against, your style is what works. Use your style. Don't deviate just because your opponents play differently. You can still find a way to win with your style.
Geez, look at that leap from Fairbanks.
I think his feet were higher than the net when he reached peak altitude there.
Yeah, that. Crazy.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great match.
Firecracker.
Firecracker. I'll say it like that. Gotta have fun with it, right?
I love it.
I think one thing we appreciate about you is your enthusiasm for every point. So I got to try to match you here and join you, I should say.
Well, lovely. So first blood to the Gold Coast Glory.
They're driving a bit more than I anticipated.
Nielsen, one of the top players in Asia, not just Taiwan, but all through Asia. So much experience. Fairbanks to bring it in.
That drop.
Oh, lovely.
Wow. Great counter. I think we talked about trying to get the ball to drop in the kitchen in front of these opponents. Everyone's so long that it's really difficult to do that.
Oh, Mr. Raha.
Such a great dinker. Oh, his resets. There's the lob. I knew the lob was coming. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, you're kidding. Esther Reha. That was unbelievable. What a get.
He spends hours and hours drilling, and we can see why. Look at the result.
I know. I hope he didn't hurt himself too much on that point. Almost had a second bite at it there, Fairbanks.
That's right. So Roman actually comes from
Score
a
update on court
volleyball
2.
background.
Northern Crocs on serve
Yeah,
at
played a lot of
2-1.
volleyball, so that's why his defensive skills are incredible.
Wow.
All that digging,
All
and,
that resetting.
and resetting. Yeah.
Well, I think Sanj, our commissioner here, also played volleyball.
Yes.
So
Seen her on the courts enjoying some rec play in
Oh,
between
she
all of her
loves the
amazing
game.
jobs that she's doing here for everyone.
Oh, nice play. Roman has started on fire here. The boys from the Crocs haven't really had a chance to get a look in it,
No,
which makes me think, will they call a timeout?
I think if they lose one more point or maybe two, you go for it. The difficult thing is in MLP format, you get one timeout per game, unlike two in your traditional game to 11 format.
Just clipping the tape.
I think they're definitely finding a little bit of a hole in the Crocs right in the middle of the kitchen. They've won quite a few points by dinking to the middle, and I think these guys are trying to figure out who takes
Who
what
takes.
ball. Yeah.
And that's yeah, and it comes back to that role because they're both alpha players. And you can't afford to flinch in this game.
You can't.
Oh, ooh. Bhatia almost getting the second bite there. 8-4 lead. Oh, Roman, just incredible hands.
Even though Alex missed that ball into the net, I love that he's looking to create with his length.
Oh, gets the roll. Oh,
That's that middle ball again.
yeah, and you could hear the clash of the paddles that time, and the boys just trying to sort it out. And And they'll need to sort it out quick here because it's a 4.
There's the bouncing drop.
Oh, lovely.
You see the lefty switch there?
Oh,
Sometimes Roman gets pulled out wide and he'll switch to that left hand. I notice Lucas does the same
Yes.
thing here domestically.
yes. 10-5.
Great reset from Roman.
Nice
Lob
roll.
coming. No, maybe not. Great patience. There's the lob. You can't see it.
Ooh, the sun really playing havoc. Yeah, Bartia blinded by the sun on that lob.
Yeah, that's tough. He's actually having a good smile over there because he knows he couldn't do anything about it. But maybe he'll turn the tables with some lobs of his own here.
Well, now they've got the sun behind them, that could well happen. But Roman, like in yesterday's rounds, he did seem to have the ball on a string. Like at will, he would hop a lob over his opponents into the back corner and then follow it up with a beautiful little touch at the net. He'd have his opponents running around and creating gaps for his partner.
I think that's the benefit of him hitting a two-handed dink, is he can make it look like a dink and either attack that ball, dink it, or lob from the same position. So it's very deceptive. His paddle definitely has some good pop to it too, so he doesn't have to hit too hard or swing too much to get that ball to lift over his opponent. So. I think the other thing about this format that is so fun is you see partnerships that don't ever play together.
Yeah.
And how do people mesh? How do they keep each other loose but focused? And like I said, you know, even though Alex is taking some chances and he's missing, Roman's going to tell him, hey, try it again, because he knows it's going to work.
A 12-6 lead here for the Gold Coast Glory. Nice return down the centre by Arman. Nice attack by Nielsen. Oh, Bartia, right down the middle.
Yeah, I think Nielsen getting in there and taking some of those dinks out of the air and flicking them will help them play their style a little bit more than waiting and being patient.
Because you have to remember, Bartia himself is one of India's top players, if not arguably the number one. He comes highly credentialed to the MLP Australia.
What great defensive play from Roman and Alex.
Nice return by Nielsen.
Such a good drop. Look at that. Way to bounce it, Alex.
Oh,
But
sensational slicing dink there. That just died.
I've been waiting 35 minutes to hear you say sensational, and we got there. I love it.
I don't just drop it for anybody, Wes.
I know you don't. We got to have a little fun. Rib you a little bit.
That was quite a roll on the net the ball took there. So the Croc boys just pegging back a few points here. Have they found their groove?
Good patience. The Crocs got to hold that line and take a little chance here from time to time.
Oh, I'm not sure if that was the right ball.
I like the move, but maybe a dink there instead of that attack. The move is definitely putting pressure, which he should continue to do.
Nice short serve there, almost caught Bhatia unaware. So they're hanging around.
Yeah, they are.
They're like a croc circling at this point in time.
Pun intended.
But the Glory just keeping that 5-point lead. Esther Reha to bring it back in. Oh, lovely return by Nielsen.
Patience here. Stay patient. I love that play.
Oh,
Alex. I love that little move to Ernie.
Oh.
Oh, what a point.
Sensational points.
Love it. And I think what we saw there is the Crocs are using their length, they're flicking a volley, and they're reaping the benefits of that. They got to do a little bit more of that to get some points here.
And what we're seeing is Roman will do absolutely anything to win a point. He's throwing his body everywhere.
Great patience. I think the Crocs are also moving the dinks around a little bit more. Instead of hitting to that same spot over and over, they're stretching the Glory out and opening up some holes.
Really dinking with intent now. Oh, lovely deep serve. That had a big kick on it too. And all of a sudden, we've got the Crocs within 2 here.
I think if they lose one more point, it'd be a good time to call a timeout
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
But we'll see what happens.
Nice pick up. Oh, but Roman finds his target.
Great drop.
Oh, Bhatia just leaning in and flicking that right at Fairbanks.
MLP, back and forth we go. Gotta love it.
Is it going to be what we saw in the women's where they overrun the Glory? Or
What D from Amon, wow.
beautiful patience here. Nielsen will be looking for every Ernie opportunity. Oh, what a rally.
Great patience from all 4 players.
Oh, beautiful put away.
Did you see the hops on that?
Yeah.
Volleyball player coming out.
Yeah, that was very volleyball, wasn't
He just jumped straight up. No running start.
it? Sensational. Just elevated perfectly and then just popped it straight down the middle. So 18-14. What do you think the Crocs are talking about here, Wes?
I think they're trying to, the ladies look like they're trying to give them their male counterparts a few tidbits on how to change things up a little bit. Again, if I were looking at this team and things aren't going as well and the Glory have rattled off some points, the Crocs are so athletic and nimble that I would love to, or I would tell them I'd love to see them move off the ball a little bit more. So in between dinks, maybe moving, looking to Ernie a little bit more to add some pressure.
Some off-ball pressure.
Yeah, off-ball pressure with their movement, their footwork, because they are so athletic that if they move out of position, they can get back quickly.
Yeah. Let's see. dink rally. Oh, Roman's like the general. He's just moving his opponents around.
Maybe that's a new nickname. General Estareja.
I think you've just coined it.
Yeah. I maybe call him that when I play with him in Auckland.
We'll call him the general. Lovely rally. Waiting for the right ball. And there it is. Bhatia makes it look so easy.
So one thing I noticed with this team, and we're seeing it now, is they're stacking. They're changing things up a bit.
They have to do something, don't they?
Yeah. Oh! It's the right move, though. He should make it every single time. Make that move. Here's where the freeze helps. If you're down 15-20, keep chipping away, chipping away.
Fairbanks will want to end it right here, though. Oh, Fairbanks doing the Ernie threat. And a great put away. Fantastic put away by Nelson. It's just like a vicious slap.
Yeah.
Can they work their way back in here, the Crocs? Oh! Slight confusion there, I think, on who should have taken that dink.
Yeah.
So it brings up a second game point here for the Glory.
Great drop. Roman is going to dink until they miss. That's his plan all day.
He's just a rock, isn't he? Oh, and there it is.
Well,
chemistry really coming out on top there.
It is.
Their games just complementing each other perfectly, and it really showed in the end. A nice 5-point win there to the Gold Coast Glory.
Exactly. So now we're at 1-1, correct?
1-1.
And this is where it gets interesting. I
Very
don't know who
interesting.
won the toss and who's chosen to react, but when it's 1-1, I feel like there's a little bit less strategy involved than if it's a 2-0 matchup. If it's 2-0 and you're the team that's down 0-2, you have to put out
Your strongest
team
And is that-
to stay involved.
And is that what you did yesterday? I think you were down 2-0 and then yourself...
We were at 1-1.
Oh, one. Oh, sorry.
We were at 1-1.
Yeah.
So we got to mix and match. The day before, we were down 0-2. And even though we're playing all 4 matches because it's pool play, we put our best team out there because we thought if we want to get this to a dream breaker, we got to get that first win.
Yeah.
So I think here it'll be matchup based, right? And you know, at this point in the competition, every matchup, whether it's your number 1 or number 2 team, everyone's so damn good.
Oh. And you look at the players that, you know, the possible matchups.
Yeah.
There's some
Sensational matchups, would you say?
Sensational matchups. Super sensational
Super
matchups.
sensational.
So Burr and Estareja played yesterday. Looks like they'll probably come onto court again.
Yeah.
And they do combine well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that team gets ball after ball after ball back, right?
It's defense plus.
Oh, my word. You know, and this is where it's going to be real fun to see the Crocs because all 4 players, I feel like, can cover the whole court by themselves.
And when you look at the mixed doubles options for the Crocs, they're mixed. Both pairs are going to be very similar. They've both got athletic males.
Yep.
Both very dynamic females who are also like dynamo athletic. And so they've almost got a similar pair that they can bring on one after each other.
Yeah.
Whereas the Glory really do have a different matchup for each mixed doubles. So here we are. So we apologise. We just realised the scoreboard wasn't showing on the vision. So I think we've been updating the
Good
scores
thing,
verbally, but
Gordo, that
now
you have been dialed in with the score. It's been sensational, and we keep moving forward. Gotta have fun, my friend.
But now we have the digital scoreboards fixed, and it's on screen.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got Summer and Nielsen.
Love it.
Two very aggressive players against, guess what? Two very defensive players. So, although I feel like those individuals like Roman that are a little bit more defensive in men's, in mixed they're way more offensive. And so I think we're going to see him move a little bit more and take a few more chances.
He does have that all-round game, and I guess that's why Sarah chose him in the draft, because
Exactly.
he's just got everything covered.
Yeah, as I was watching that draft unfold and it got toward the end, I thought, wow, I hope someone picks him, because he is so solid. And he's added such value to the league, to the team.
I know I've said it before, but like one of the most exciting things about the MLP Australia was the Thursday this week when everybody started arriving and started playing together.
Yeah.
People coming from all corners of the globe, bringing their different cultures, their different styles in play, and now like you can see the friendships being made, the exchanges being made. It's going to lift the game in this region.
I mean, I've seen players take things that some of us international players have done in practice, they're implementing already.
Yeah.
And us doing the same with what the Australian players have been playing, their style, their shots. I've been trying those shots because we all want to get better. No, it's been fun to share ideas with other players. People ask about drills and certain shots that people hit. So.
Oh, we'll have to have a word after the match then. I'm always up for new drills, Wes. Here we go. Oh, getting the tape roll. Ooh, Nielsen. So there's that defense you were talking about before, Wes, coming to the fore there. Nielsen just toweling down. It is warm. I forget how warm it is today. It's 30 degrees here in Sydney. A slight breeze blowing.
And for those that use Fahrenheit, that's very hot. I'm not going to quantify it, but it's very hot.
Yeah, if it was in Fahrenheit, it'd be quite cold.
Yes, it would.
Just pushing it long.
Yeah, in fact, the other day on Friday when it was a scorcher, we were definitely told that it was 38 or 39, and I just assumed that meant very hot.
Yeah.
So
it was, and then yesterday was like 20 degrees. It was
lovely,
crazy,
crazy change.
Oh, lovely attack by Esther Reha.
Yeah. We had 3-2 here.
3-2.
Roman has not missed a drop. It's been impressive.
Nice
Great
exchange.
stuff. Yeah,
So strong, Sarah Burr.
I think the key here is if Sarah gets returned to, if she can make that ball bounce, Roman can crash in and be offensive. Otherwise, he's got to hang back a bit.
There's that Ernie that Nielsen's so renowned for.
What a reset.
Nice angle by Nielsen. Keeping the Crocs within touch here. This is a critical mixed doubles match. Both teams would love to win this heading into the final rubber.
Yeah, we've seen quite a bit of dream breakers in our group play, and I don't know if we had any last night. Did we have one?
We had one.
Oh, we had one.
Yeah.
That was right.
We had 3 on the first day, and then 1 yesterday. And will we see a few today?
You never know.
Ooh. Lovely reach in, but just push wide. I almost thought for a second there Summer was going to go the ATP.
I thought so too.
Nice. Nice attack from Nielsen. Esther Rayhart not able to control it.
Coming up on court one, our first stage for mixed doubles, the semi-final between the Southeast Asia Surge and the Southern Stars. A must-win match here. All the Southern Stars.
We're all locked up at 5-5. On our way to 21. Oh, nice attack by Esther Rayhart.
It's all about the energy. Roman's getting pumped up. Sarah's getting pumped up. The team's getting pumped up.
The Gold Coast, are they heading for glory? Lovely hands from Nielsen.
Such a good pattern.
Oh, what a
Such
great
a good
exchange.
point. Both ladies doing a fantastic job of dinking and again stepping off the line a smidge to allow their men's partners to fill that space and be aggressive.
Asia Surge, the combination of Lucas Pascoe and Dora Shea. For the Southern Stars, the combination of Jay
Point for
Greenwald
point.
and UJ Shea.
Oh,
Even though Nielsen missed that ball, I like that he takes a chance early because now Sarah's going to be thinking every time he lines up, is he going to do it again?
oh, lovely backhand. What defense. Oh. Oh. Oh, there's the Ernie. Incredible defense.
Oh, such a good point.
What a sensational rally.
We both had to clap for that
I
one
know.
on air here.
Unbelievable pickleball.
I love it when players save their best stuff for last here when it counts. I think the team atmosphere is so fun because it really brings out a different side in people that we don't see in a regular tournament setting.
Well, it brings the sidelines alive as well and the crowd into it as well.
We've even got a player in the opposing match who's over here watching, in the other match, watching the other semifinal.
Oh, great get by Burr.
We got our friend UV over here. I just said that you came over to watch this other match. We're on air. You're so excited. UV comes smiling out of the womb. We love him.
Gold Coast Glory just skipping out to a 2-point lead. Oh, Roman just put almost like a flick on that
There's a
third
little
shot.
flick, a little roll. I'm going to sound like a broken record. He gets the ball to bounce in front of his opponents. It makes a huge difference. Great D from Sarah.
Oh, Roman. Oh, Burr. What incredible defense. And you'd have to say at the swap of ends here, defense is beating their offense at the moment.
You know what we say in the States? Defense wins championships.
Well, could that be true today, Wes?
Could be. There's a lot of matches left to play here. A lot of points to be played. Can't wait to see how this ends up.
Because I think this game in particular, this rubber in particular, could potentially be the one that swings is the pivotal rubber.
For sure, because in our final matchup for mixed, right, we've got Ruse and Armand against, who do we have over there? Danny and Alex.
Yep, and they're so evenly balanced.
They are.
This is the only matchup where there's a real difference. And it's whether that offense comes out on top of the defense.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, if we go 2-2, we got Dreambreaker.
Oh, then who do you choose? So the Glory's still on top here. Back on court, we've just swapped ends. It's 11-7. It's not a hive of bees we can hear in the background, it's a drone.
As I'm looking to safely exit.
Oh. So Nielsen just pushing that long, and the Glory out to a 5-point lead.
Great D again.
Oh,
He went
Summer.
for the lefty switch. Summer's too good, though.
Working their way back. It's 8-12. I think that was
That looked like it was good, yeah. It's hard when you're retreating, and, you know, Nielsen is such an honest, amazing sport. He thought it was out legitimately, but, you know.
Because sometimes when you're playing the shot, you don't have time to see whether it's in or out.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, there was the appeal to the referee, and she called it good, and he moved on.
Yeah. And a little lapse in concentration there. So 2 quick points not given away, but conceded to the Gold Coast Glory, and they've skipped out to a 6-point lead here. Is it going to be too much to peg back? We can only wait and see.
I think anything's possible. I, had the good fortune of coaching an MLP team in the States, and in fact, last year I had a mixed doubles team I was coaching who was up 20-7.
Really?
And they ended up winning the match 22-20. So anything, luckily we won the match, but anything is possible. With that 20 freeze in place, anything is possible.
Because quite often that last point is the hard one to get.
It is. So we'll see if the Crocs can regroup here.
Yeah, they're going to need to regroup fast.
Ready to...
Great play here. Oh, Roman just getting it into the kitchen perfectly.
I love that inside out.
Finding the angle.
Do you think he does yoga? That was a very acrobatic, balance-based shot.
He's just an incredible athlete. Oh, and he's got the roll, and the roll is just too tight.
Actually,
so is that the break the Crocs need?
Yeah, I think one thing people recognize is his athleticism, and he has sure found a way to improve in a quick amount of time. I remember actually meeting him in the States a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
And from now to then, incredible improvement, but I'm not shocked, right? He's such a good athlete, and he's a hard worker, and fun to see him here playing on a big stage.
Great rally. I've seen a lot of Nelson over the last week or two because he played in Phuket at the Asia Open. And now this week here in Sydney, he's a superstar talent. There's no doubt about it. Just wide from Summer.
We'll see if they can regroup here and get back on the serving train. But,
running out of time.
Yeah.
It's back to a 5-point lead for the Gold Coast Glory.
I love how Nielsen's getting more active, though.
I think that's what they need.
Yep. Love the roll.
Oh, Summer.
I think the key to that shot, a lot of players get that speed-up opportunity, and in baseball terms, they throw the fastball. She threw a bit of a slider, a little bit of a changeup, with a little more action.
Oh, and Ernie from Sarah Burr.
Court 2
Sensational
update. Gold Coast
effort.
Glory leading 17-12.
Every little point counts here.
Yeah. I think that's the first one he's missed.
First drop.
Yeah. He's human after all.
He is human, yeah.
Oh, Nelson, that's beautiful. Great attack by Summer. Oh, Nelson just missing the smash. They built that point so beautifully.
Wide from the Crocs. Glory leading 18-13.
Great attack, great defense. Oh,
And sometimes all you need to do is get 2 or 3 or 4 balls back,
and
and
wait.
the overhead gets missed.
And against this pair, you can almost guarantee that you can at least get 4 or 5 back.
Stars leading 11-9.
And it's 2013.
Game point for Glory.
A critical game point. Oh, there's that offensive lob. Oh. And they've done it. What a brilliant point by the Gold Coast
Game to
Glory.
the Gold Coast Glory. They take a 2-1 lead in the semi-final.
Now, as you heard it from crowd announcer James, it's a 2-1 lead now to the Gold Coast Glory. The Gold
And on court 1,
The Gold Coast will be very happy with that, Wes.
We'll have an on-court interview on court 2 with Sarah Burr and
Now
Romanes
we've got
Doraya
that
in just a moment.
very intriguing, fast-paced,
Matchup.
athletic matchup that you were talking about.
And a must-win scenario now for the Crocs.
For sure. And you know what? The Crocs, of course they want to win and stay in the match. They love their chances in the Dreambreaker.
Ah.
4 exceptional, dare I say, sensational singles players. And not saying the Glory aren't a good singles team, but the Crocs are built for Dreambreaker success.
Yeah. And I'm not sure whether that was part of Summer's strategy when she was building her team.
Sure.
But could well have been part of it.
Yeah, and I found the whole draft strategy was so fun to see because you have a lot of talented players available. We have our regional picks. The captains making a strong regional pick in the first round has really paid off, and we see those teams here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so fun to see how each team chose their teams based on chemistry, based on geography, based on taking a chance. But it's been really fun to see, and I'm sure before the season 2 draft, maybe some reevaluation by teams on the process.
And remember, this is only the first round of the
First
MLP
season.
Australia. Yeah. So in Auckland, the roster will be rotated, so the same teams won't play each other.
Yes.
So, and that'll be interesting as well.
For
so
sure.
There'll be some different matchups, which will bring different combinations on court and a whole different level. So
For sure, and I don't know how many teams during this event have use multiple mixed doubles lineups. That's something that's also fascinating to see. Do teams stick with the same two mixed pairings throughout, or in our case, our two matches, we played a different lineup in both just to see how it would go. And so all the things we love about MLP and this format.
Well, it looks like, I mean, just from early games here in Sydney, it looks like Sarah Burr and Roman Estereja have formed a really nice combination already.
Without a doubt.
And when you're, creating that team, if you can rely on one of those pairings, match in, match out, gives you such an advantage.
For sure. Yeah, there's going to be no shortage of power in this match.
In this match, I mean,
will we have a broken ball? I don't know.
Well, this morning we had a few broken balls, and Rose was actually on court when it happened.
Are you making a prediction here?
Well, I'm not saying Rose is a ball breaker, but she's a darn good pickleballer, let me tell you.
You heard it from the man.
Rose is an amazing athlete.
She is a great athlete.
And such a lovely person. She's such a great ambassador for pickleball in Europe, the Netherlands. I know she's so passionate about taking the game and growing the game in the Netherlands. So, and with Rose at the helm, you could just see the Netherlands becoming a powerhouse within Europe.
For sure. You know the goal. We got to get this in the Olympics.
Oh, completely.
So booming the sport in every country will help us get there. I think it's a bit of ways, but I hope we get there soon.
And we're into the action here. Oh, it's do or die for the Crocs, and they get the first point.
Would you say they're chomping at the bit to get this done?
Definitely. Fairbanks just intimating the Ernie there. Wasn't enough to create the error. It's going back to that point you mentioned before, and just that off ball.
Movement off the ball is key.
I just love how Bhatia just holds his shot.
Yes.
It's just...
I think that's the key, like I said earlier, throwing some of those change-ups in rather than the fastballs give you more of an opportunity to finish the next ball.
That's it. Great pickup. Oh, and a lovely speed up by Bhatia. So some clever thinking by the talented Indian here. Oh, and another. First the beautiful third shot, and then the speed up.
Something we don't see a lot on the pickle roll is the shoelace speed up, right? We tend to see that ball bounce a little higher before we speed up. But what a shot from Armin. I mean, unbelievable.
That looked a little bit long, and yep.
You think we see a little bit of nerves early on from both teams?
Possibly. We were talking earlier this weekend about Danny. She's very much a confidence player.
Yeah.
So if she's confident, she'll play extremely well. Oh, lovely reset by Danny there. Oh, getting the roll.
Unlucky.
I think it spun back to the net and just made it impossible for Bhatia.
Yeah.
3-5, the Gold Coast Glory trailing in this critical fourth rubber. Oh, and another clever speed up from Arman.
A little bit of off speed.
He's just...
I think if he had fired that right into her, Danny would have hit the winner.
He started so well. He started like a rocket. A controlled rocket. Lovely play. Ooh. And that was a clever speed up from Townsend.
Good deep returns by both teams. Great defense. Even though Danny missed, I like that she's taking that chance.
Third down in the flag flag and locked up once again. 21 points apiece. Make a bit of noise for the
7-4.
Stars.
Lovely dinking. Rose is liking that pattern.
And I think it's always difficult when you're sitting for a match to come out, even with a little bit of warm-up time, and get right to that 100%. But it definitely looks like the Crocs are hitting the ground running here.
They sure are, and they've opened up a 5-point lead here. It's 9-4.
Yeah.
Will the Glory call a timeout and just break this momentum? Bartia has really stepped it up.
Game point and match point on the score clock.
Lovely play, all 4 players. The speed up from Townsend across court, but it was picked up beautifully from Bartia.
The Crocs are definitely winning the energy battle right now. You can see it both on court and on the sidelines. The Glory obviously supportive, but the Crocs are just firing on all cylinders right now.
And it's 10-4, little buddy.
Ice water in the veins, despite the pun.
And the Glory getting a point. Oh, not getting the tape roll. Just shake that off, Rose. And the Glory. Another point, 6-10. Oh.
Such good defense.
Oh.
Ridiculous defense.
But yeah, he has really come to the fore in the start of this fourth rubber, I should say.
Fourth rubber.
Yeah.
We could go to the fifth rubber.
Oh, rubber.
Rubber. I
Rubber,
said that on
mate.
purpose.
I
yes.
know, I like it.
I've had to catch myself a few times since I've been here in country the last 11 days. Oh, I'm sounding like an Aussie on some of these words.
See, I'm terrible with accents because I'm one of those people who, like, if I'm around an American, I'll tend to pick up their accent really quickly.
Overall. Yeah.
And on court 2, is 11-6 at present. Still alive here. All across the 2-1 overall. All those scoring in the game. In the summer, we'll have an encore interview. On court 1 with Danny Greenwald.
Yeah. So we're back. So the Glory, 8-11 since that timeout. So a wise timeout. And a good leave. Oh, it's a switch of ends rather, since so first points for the Crocs since the switch of ends. Ooh, just going long. So Gold Coast Glory, another point, 9-12.
What a good serve.
That cheap point for the Glory, and they edge back here to within 2. If the Glory can get up here, they'll win this tie. Gold Coast Glory 11-12 now. Now
pressure's on.
I do believe we're having trouble with our vision. The audio, I believe, is still coming through.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you updated with the scores.
Might be the first time in pickleball history that it's radio pickleball broadcast here.
Oh, lovely defense. Oh, and the Glory.
Twelve
12-13. We've come right back into this.
A great drive from Alex. Great attacking volleys from Danny.
They've really turned it around here.
On court
13
2,
apiece.
all locked up now. 13 apiece between the Northern Crocs and Gold Coast Glory.
Alex is starting to drive a little bit more.
Oh,
Crocs back in front on court 2, 14-13.
Crocs just
Without getting in the way of the combination.
edging back in front here.
UB Warrior and Pay, 10 down for captain. For the Southern Stars, Jowie, Wednesday Bond, and Colorado.
Great drop.
Nice attack by Townsend. With the follow-up going long. And the Crocs out now by 2. It's 15-13.
I think what we're seeing is the Glory getting a little bit more offensive, and the Crocs are just kind of holding on, playing defense. Good drop.
Which is sort of the opposite to the last game. Oh, and Bhatia missing the easy, well, not the easy put away, but the put away.
I think a lot of times we see that ball high, and we lean off of one foot, and we go for it, and it's a little bit shallower than we expect. And, you know, he went for a great attack, but it was just a little short. So that's why he missed. Danny's definitely showing some frustration here.
On court 2, Rose Van Reek on serve at 16-14 for the Crocs.
Great drop.
Nice pick up by Rose. Oh, I think great attack by Danny.
The key to that point is Alex is trying to earn it.
Townsend
And he's adding
takes
that
them
pressure.
down and picks up
off the
another
ball.
point here for the Glory. 15-16 on serve.
Sometimes a little movement creates a pop-up without even hitting the ball. Great drives.
Northern Crocs holding a 2-point advantage. Oh, great
Great
pick
pickup.
up by Townsend.
Great patience here.
Oh,
Unbelievable defense.
sensational
It's
blast.
big from Bhatia. 3-point margin opens up for the Crocs. 18-15 Van Reek on serve.
Are we heading to a dream breaker?
Oh, and a missed return. Did they use their timeout already? I cannot remember.
Timeout.
They're using it right now.
You called it, Wes.
Premonition.
Northern Crocs leading at 19-15 on court 2.
It's that crystal ball you've got at the side table here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's, you know, like we talked about, apologies for the frozen screen. It must be interesting to try to figure out how the point is flowing, but we're trying to give you some good insights. Almost like you have to turn into an auctioneer, going so quickly. But great pickleball. Yeah, the energy level of the Crocs is unmatched right now. I think that's the X factor. It's giving them confidence, even when they miss shots.
Well, the Glory got even, but the energy has got them back on top for the Crocs.
Exactly.
And Bhatia, just some of his shots that and opportunities that he's creating is
Crocs on serve at 19-15.
giving them the advantage at this point.
For sure. Great patience from everyone. Not taking a chance too early.
Oh, slightly lifted dink there from
Game point
Fairbanks.
for the Northern Crocs.
And
20-15.
we could even say this is a dream breaker based point here to get them in. And here we have
It's
and
long
it's
from the
it.
Gold Coast Glory.
Where-
21-15. Game to the Northern Crocs. We're off to a dream breaker.
A dream breaker.
For those of you who are new to
Or should I
Major
say
League
a dream?
Pickleball
No,
Australia,
you say it, Wes.
a dream breaker works in the following way.
Oh, here we go.
First
the dream
team
breaker.
to 21 points, with each player playing as a singles, as opposed to doubles with a partner. They'll play 4 points before switching into the next teammate. Teams must still win by 2 points. Rally scoring remains.
So this is where it really matters.
This is where the team that got to react to mixed now has to declare their lineup first. And what's amazing about, even sensational, about our Dream Breakers is sometimes you get men playing men, you get women playing women, but sometimes you get males playing females.
And
Did we see that?
I don't think we've seen that yet, so
I hope we do. It's quite exciting.
it would be amazing.
Yeah, and I think what's key here in a Dream Breaker, it's not necessarily based on skill. Skill is important. Obviously, on paper, the Crocs have a great singles lineup. But when you play 4 points with your teammates watching, with the world watching,
Yeah.
with everyone here in the stands watching, it's about mental toughness and it's about heart, and not necessarily single skill.
There's almost 2 people on court. Your conscience, but also your physical body, because you can get in your head sometimes.
Exactly. So we'll see what the matchups are going to be here.
Yeah, Summer just declaring her team, I believe.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I hope we get some of those cross-gender matchups because they're very exciting. You know, I think on the Glory, Alex, clearly their best singles player, but are they going for the specific matchup? You know, one thing to consider is if you're a team here and you go into, I'll use the baseball terminology, extra innings. If you're going beyond and over again, which players do you want to play the most points? And so even though the matchup may look good, if it's male-female or female against male, whatever it is, I have the philosophy you put your 2 best singles players first because they're playing the most points if it's a long Dream Breaker.
Right. There you have it from the expert himself. So tell us more about your experience in the US.
With
the,
MLP?
Yeah, with the coaching.
Yeah, so I got to play in 2022. Actually got to play in a Dream Breaker, which was very fun.
Wow.
Exciting. As someone who doesn't play a lot of singles tournaments or any anymore, it was fun to get some points off of these guys who play all the time. But I think it's just about, like I said, the mental toughness, the strategy piece. From a coaching standpoint, lucky enough last year to have 2 of arguably the top 15 singles players in the world on my team. So we threw them out 1 and 2, and they won a ton of points for us. So I was lucky to be in that position. But yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved, and at the end of the day, I think from a coaching standpoint, you don't really want to throw too much into the minds of your players here. You want to give them some confidence, maybe 1 coaching bit, and keep them loose.
Yep.
If you were on a team I was coaching, I would say, Gordon, hit some sensational returns and get to the net.
Well, that's where the points are won in singles, isn't it? Most of the time.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about singles is you don't feel like you need to pass.
It's not working. It hasn't been working for like 10 minutes. Adam's Facebook Living, so at least we've got it in. We might need you guys to.
Hey, does anyone know what the passcode is? It was literally that shade top wasn't over it and it was in the sun, so the temperature was overheating. That's all that it is. Does someone know what the passcode is? Because I can put it in now.
After that point, we want you back on this. No, we'll just get something up. We'll just keep talking through the screen, even if they can hear the audio. Yeah. Keep ticking it over as best you can, yeah.
Yep.
We're not there yet, but we'll just.
Moving into the Southeast Asia surge. Coming back into this one.
So all 4 players on court at the moment, just warming up.
Can't wait to see what the lineups are.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fun to see. And it looks like, I'm just looking over at the other semifinal, I think it's a 2-1 overall.
So they could be heading to a dream breaker.
Yeah, double dream breaker. Double
what-
trouble.
That's
double
what you were
fun.
wishing for, Wes.
That's right.
You could get that gender crossover yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
Thank you, sir.
This is always interesting to see the matchups here to begin with. I think. Wait, look at what we got here. Do we have what we want?
Yeah.
Do
So-
we have what we want? Do we? May we? We're waiting
so
to
we've
see.
got Fairbanks on for the glory.
Yeah.
It looks like Nielsen
Nielsen.
on for the Crocs. So here we go. First point of the Dream Breaker. Nielsen at the
so
net.
Solid.
And a
Yeah.
good eye.
We'll see if Alex returns and comes in, or if he stays back here. Great pressure.
We're locked up in the Dream Breaker.
So that off-ball pressure again.
Yeah. I imagine Nielsen's going to chip and come in on this return. What a great third.
You called it, but Fairbanks was there to cut it off. 2-1 glory.
We'll see if we go 2-2.
Spread the word out to the people.
What a great volley. Such good athleticism.
I'll be able to screenshot it.
Changing players, and we're locked up in 2 apiece.